This is a bit of a video response to Timber Drifter's comment asking me if I've ever tried a clipper lighter before. So this is called a clipper, of course by the brand Clipper. I don't really know their history, to be honest. But when you use this pipe lighter to light, which is kind of scary almost, or interesting, is it shoots out a whole bunch of flint. I don't know if that's the case with all these clippers, but I think the last time I ever tried lighting a clipper at a gas station just had like a huge bunch of sparks. It kind of freaked me out. And of course, with Bic lighters, I think that that flint stuff gets kind of caught up in the metal housing. So when you're lighting it, it's not that scary. I don't know. But this is incredibly hefty. It's really heavy, and it's $9.99 on eBay right now. It's incredibly cheap. So I'm kind of wondering if it's like some kind of aftermarket knockoff Chinese product or something. But what's neat, as Timber Drifter noted, which he's just dropping me these awesome little tidbits of information. So if you want to like school me, if you want to teach me the ways of pipe smoking, I'm ready to line. See, you can pull out these little flint things. And the one that's $9.99 actually comes with an extra. It comes in this little like black box. I should have kept it. It's kind of like a neat little gift box. So if you want to gift a pipe lighter, that's what I would do. It's of course refillable, and you can change the height of the flame, of course, and you can change the flints on these. So this little unit that comes out, you can actually put the actually just unscrew this little thing. So you unscrew the little white thing, and then you pull out the little spring, and then you put in the that little thing, the little flint, and you can actually just use a standard Zippo flint, I believe. So you probably have different options for flints, but that works apparently from what I'm seeing online. Maybe there might be a better option. And with this one, it actually was only lighting like half the time when I first tried it. And I thought that was a little weird. So I pulled out the flint, I flipped it upside down, and now it lights the majority of the time, which is kind of neat. What I like about it is that it has a very, it's almost like a 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter difference, but there's a very minute way how my thumb can be even further away from the flame. So even though when I light my pipe, I'm usually going to hold the flame sideways or kind of upside down like this in a way where my thumb is certainly not going to get burnt, or my finger or whatever. But to people who are new to pipe smoking, I noticed that what always happens is they always hold it like this as I'm washing them really carefully, and I just directly flip it upside down like that and they burn their thumb. I've seen my dad do it. I've seen, I don't know, friends do it in the past. I don't know what the deal is. It's like when you take like something and you have it in your fist like this, and you're just gonna immediately flip it upside down. And what happens in that case is it burns your thumb. So it's I don't know why I don't see very many people writing about it. Maybe the group of people that I've tried to teach pipe smoking to, they all just have this issue for some reason. They're not a good representation of the actual population. But this clipper just works amazingly. And it looks really nice too. It's got some heft to it. It's a metal clipper. A lot of these are plastic. I mean, you know, the usual ones you see at gas stations are plastic. My gas stations, they're all Bics. So I guess we don't have nice, you know, gas stations. We don't have Buc-ee's. You know, everybody loves Busey's, Buc-ee's. But compared to these Zippos with a soft flame, liquid fueled wick lighters, I mean, it's just different, you know. I feel like I'm kind of becoming a real lighter maximalist. You know, lately I've been doing this thing where I got a little jar filled with matches, and what ends up happening is if I'm sitting down and having a sit down smoke, I'm using all of these. So I'm using all of these options. There's a smoke detector up here. I don't want to scare out the smoke detector. And of course we got the Zippo butane insert too. And I noticed that with the butane inserts for the Zippos, you see how little room there is for your thumb to set there? So even if you have a Zippo butane insert, which it just seems like when I'm holding a Zippo, it feels so nice and easy on my hand. It's nice to actually have some distance here versus not having any at all to some degree. It kind of feels like that to me sometimes. But what sucks is that there's just no room for my thumb to sit. And my hands get cold really easily. You know, my limbs get super cold. And so I just don't want to have to deal with this trying to do some like really minute thing like that and holding my thumb against a little sharp piece of metal. It's really uncomfortable to me. So as much as I want to like this insert, I just keep hating it, and it just hurts my thumb over time. But oddly enough, I don't find that with the clipper. I feel like this wheel is really easy to rotate, so I don't need to start from the top and really smash it down. Same way you have to do with these bics, you kind of have to start from the top and really smash it. And in the cold, it's really painful. So out here, even on a cold summer night, which Spokane, it's just a dry place. It's really cold easily. I don't really have to do that. I can be very soft with it, and it still lights, which is really nice. It's relatively small, it's kind of heavy, which is nice in my pocket. If I have something that's too light, like these, I wonder if I have one of them. These little Brigham brand pipe tampers, which are just my favorite pipe tamper shape. A lot of people don't like these square tops. I'm okay with them, I like the square top, but they're just so light. When they're too light, they get lost in my pocket, or they fall out of my pocket and I just don't know that they fell out, that kind of a thing, which I don't really like. So I do like having a little bit of heft with things that are in my pocket. It's nice and hefty. Obviously compared to a Bic, it's a lot heavier. So I don't know, at some point I think I'll try the an actual plastic clipper just to see, just to compare. But it seems to function very, very well. And of course, compared to these Jeep lighters, in a sense, there isn't the, I don't get that comfort of having my thumb so far away from the flame that I actually can hold it upside down like this for the most part. So it's not that foolproof in a sense. It's not as foolproof as an actual pipe lighter. Maybe I should go and get said pipe lighter. Because of course these pipe lighters, you just can't get your thumb on, or you just can't burn your thumb on these things. So I kind of feel like if I was going to gift a pipe lighter to someone new, I'd probably try to make sure to get this one to them. And then, because everyone's already got a Bic, so maybe like this and a box of matches, just so they have some kind of fun, interesting thing to do, but they won't burn their thumb right off the bat, which I think is kind of the foolproof thing about these guys, which I think is very underrated. And I think a neat kind of thing that you can do with these is that since they're so unreliable for the most part, because you're just buying them from some no-name place from China, I think it might be a good idea if you wanted to gift them. You could just go buy one and then just try it 100 times and test it, see if it works. And then once it goes through that battery of testing, then you're all good to go. And of course, my current, I'll just kind of go over my current EDC everyday carry setup anyway, because I've been inspired by Timber Drifter's EDC video. So of course, I want to be pretty utilitarian, but at the same time, I don't know. I live in the city, basically. I live in town, and so I always carry this, the mini Bic. It's incredibly small. It's like always my backup that I have, just in case, because I never want to be without a lighter usually. And also, people always ask you for lighters because everybody wants to borrow your lighter, and I have lost I've lost 2 pipe lighters because someone just didn't return them, or I forgot about the fact that they had them, etc. So this is like a little, this is a glasses case, technically, and I just sewed it halfway. So it's made of some really cheap polyurethane type leather, but the inside is felt, so it's oddly very, very strong. It's interesting, or it's, it's very thin. It's kind of oddly strong for some reason, even though it just doesn't look like it would be the case. And I've been using this for like 4 months so far. And of course I got lip balm because I'm just incredibly dry all the time. It's horrible. You live in a very dry climate anyway. We got the mini Bic that I slip in there. We got the Brigham pipe tamper. I think it even says Brigham on here. Yeah, it says Brigham on there. It's my favorite pipe tamper. It's kind of hard to find, but when I found it, it was the best one. I used to use that little aluminum tool first, but of course the aluminum tool has this gigantic scoop, which I hate. It's kind of more like an actual snuff scoop. And I wanted something that's smaller, but that isn't incredibly sharp. Like a lot of these pipe tamper tools are just incredibly sharp. And I don't like the check tool because it's just too big. It's just got too much stuff on it. I have to pull it apart like this every single time. Doing this every time is just incredibly annoying. So with this thing, I can go in there, I can like pick things out, I can move things, etc. And it can still tamp. Stuff's all good to go. It's incredibly small. I just wish it weighed more. It's really light. It's made of some kind of alloy. I don't know, just way too light to me. If this was incredibly heavy, if this was made out of like iron or something, that'd be amazing. But you know, they're so cheap. Just got a whole bunch of them, and one goes in here, of course. And then of course the Zippo with the pipe lighter insert. This is kind of my go-to for the most part, but oddly enough, in my other pocket, I usually carry one of these. Well, right now, I'm carrying the clipper, my other pocket. So it's kind of a quick draw. So my other lighters, just in case. And of course, this little, what do you call it, utility knife. Unfortunately, I'm not really a pocket knife guy. I kind of tried pocket knives and stuff. But you know, there's some kind of weird thing, like in this, in the urban city area, where if you have anything that looks like a knife, a scary knife, you know, people don't like it. So I guess that's the case. I usually throw this one in here too. And the reason why I do this is because I lose things out of my pocket for some reason. I'll just be sitting in my car like this and things will just fall out all the time. So if I have one little bag like this that's kind of grippy and it kind of holds everything in place, and I can put things in my pocket and know they don't get lost. And of course I can pull things out if I'm always using them all the time, like a tamp or something, I'll pull it out. But then once I'm done smoking my pipe, I'll put it away, because I've lost tamps before where they just fall out of my pocket. And if I'm wearing like sweatpants or something, that's awful. So it's nice to have like a different bag or something just in case you lose them, which is pretty nice. Oh, and finally, did I do a video on this? I hate these. I don't understand them. I don't understand why. Like, I know you can get inside the bowl, but compared to this, like, this is probably the best way, I feel like. And I kind of like the smell of matches anyway. The smell of matches burning. And this is just so hard to light. These are like the big easy reaches. So I don't know, I imagine some person probably loves these. But there's just something about where you have a bowl here, you have this long thing here, and you're trying to like light it like this. And you see how I'm kind of using my finger as a guide to stabilize it. But this kind of thing, I don't know, my arm just out here in the, I don't know, it doesn't feel stable. It doesn't feel like something that's fun. I don't know. Maybe if you have an incredibly deep pipe, like some really deep freehand or something. I don't know. Maybe that's easier. Who knows? Yeah, so I guess that's my current thoughts on lighters so far. I think what I'm going to try to do is obviously get a plastic clipper instead of this like neat metal one that's $9.99 on eBay. I'm trying to sell these right now, I guess. I think I want to get the clipper jet, because there's apparently a jet type lighter that's also a clipper. As much as I like these Lotus Vertigo lighters, which I think are like amazingly great deal, it's like 16 bucks for 3 of them. And I used to like give them to people, you know, when I'm smoking cigars. I used to carry these around exclusively because I was just smoking cigars only, like pretty regularly, like maybe 4 or 5 a week for years. But now this doesn't get used. It's really sad. But it'd be kind of cool to have like a clipper with a little jet on it, and you don't even need to pop that off. I think it's kind of interesting. This circular thing kind of protects that little hole where the gas comes out of. I don't know, I think it's really fun. It's really interesting to just try different lighters. So I don't know, let me know if there's a specific kind of lighter that you feel like I should give a try. Just don't say ST DuPont, and don't say I am Corona Old Boy, because I'm poor, because I have not a dollar to my name. All right, let me go put these away, and I don't know, maybe I'll try some Eric Stoke B4th Gen Night Slice, which I really like. It's been amazing. It's kind of interesting. There's certain blends that I feel like they really stay consistent, you know? You know how if you're smoking a cigar, some people say it has different flavors, you know, you start from the top and around the middle you get a certain flavor, toward the end you know, that kind of a thing. Kind of feel a lot of consistency with this Night Slice. So I really like it. It's a really great blend. Okay, bye.